Does the defense wish to give a closing argument?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon. On a long journey. Not always a pleasant. Counsel laid out a lot of facts. You did a very good job of it. But I want to ask you this, and I think this is where your concentration would be, particularly to count 1 and 2, which are the premeditated murder charges. And that is whether these acts were premeditated. That's the difference between first degree and second degree murder. To be premeditated, and that's one of the elements that the state has to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. To be premeditated, the court told you, and it's a short instruction, so I'm going to repeat it here. A premeditated act is one done after the exercise of reflection and judgment. Premeditation means that the intent to kill must have been formed prior to the act. Before the shooting, before the baby, before throwing the baby. It's not necessary that the purpose to kill pre-exist in the mind of the accused for any different definite period of time. This is where I want you to look. The mental state is on page 4 of the jury instruction. The mental state of the accused at the time he decided to kill. About midway of the page. The mental state of the accused at the time he allegedly decided to kill must be carefully considered in order to determine whether the accused, whether Brandon, was sufficiently free of excitement and passion. So as to be capable of premeditation, because that requires reflection, cool thinking, reflection and judgment. So the state has to show that he's sufficiently free of excitement and passion. Now, when I was reading this over, I also looked at the next sentence, and it says, if the design to kill was formed with premeditation, it doesn't matter if they were acting in a state of passion when they acted. Well, I ask you this. Is there any evidence anywhere that you've heard throughout this entire proceeding that Brandon was thinking about taking the lives of Danielle or that baby? Before this started hers. There's none. There's no plan that he was going to kill that child or Danielle. Why? What in the world? What drove him? Artesia. Can there be any doubt from what we've heard and even from the state's argument that he was head over heels in love with her? That's passion. Head over heels in love with her. And what would she do? How would she, let's look at this situation. What we've got is Brandon and Artesia over here, and they're a hot couple. And you've got Danielle and the baby over here. Now, Artesia does not want him around Danielle. She says she's a nobody. It's the baby. And you told me it's not yours. She wants him for herself. And she even says in her statements that she's a narcissist. She wants him to herself. And I respectfully say that to me, and I hope to you, that she manipulated him. She tortured him, his love. And I'll show you why I say that. And she pushed him. She drove him. So she wanted him more than anything in the world, rightly or wrongly. Artesia. He loved her. You can't reason with love. You just can't. Go through a few of these, and it's a big stack. It is full of what I'm telling you. I pulled out some of the larger pieces. Okay? It is full. Please read through it and consider what I'm telling you in this class. On the 30th, at almost midnight, he had texted her, Brandon had texted her, I love you. And she sent an emoji for the heart. It's not love. And he says, you text there, but you can't say you love me back? What would you do? What would she do here? Let's look at the time we're at. With the day before the baby's delivered. With the day before. So their relationship is strained. And he's going to the hospital. And she just says what he says, you can't say you love me back. She just says, get there safely to the hospital. Get there safely. Wow. Good night. Tell you what, he says, you're doing this to me in a time like this. Tell her to have a safe delivery. I'll talk to you when y'all get the results. What results is he talking about? The DNA. The DNA results. Because Brandon's told her all this time, copy out here. She's wanting to know what the results are going to be. I'll talk to you when you get the results. But she goes first. let me know the results. My stomach hurts, so this relationship is at stake. Now to Brandon, that's shaking his world, because he is in love with Artesia. He's smitten with Artesia. And she knows it. And so he texts her and says, look, do you want this or not? You want to be with me or no? And her response is no or nah. I think she's gonna be in the way. To me, I submit to you, that's an important statement there on page 11. I think she's fixing to be in the way. What's she getting at? Not saying it. What's she getting at? Then she goes further. I'm going to make this simple. If it's yours, build that bond. Get to know her as a woman, because she loves you as well. I won't need no response. Silence will answer that for me. We still need this. We still need space to take this relationship slow. And talking about the birth certificate, sign if it's yours. If it's yours, sign. Don't call me. Don't call me if it's yours. That's what she's told me. Then we get to that long statement of Brandon's where he's just basically pouring out himself to her. And this is on January 31st at 3:48. That's when the baby's delivered. I really want to say this to your effing face. No emojis needed this time. Look. I effing love you, Artesia Lachey Isabelle. Call her by his last name. Of course, he likes her as wifey. I love you and only you. You meant the world to me, baby. I want to say this to your face. No tears needed, because I want you to understand where this is coming from, my heart. This makes me look at women different. When I got with you and found out about this situation, I know it makes you look dumb to the world for being with a dude with a baby on the way. But I heard the same thing from people when you were pregnant. People were saying it was my baby. How do I feel? Why am I with someone else's baby mama having sex, etc.? But I tuned it out because I knew what I wanted eventually. It may have took me a long time to make the move, but that's only because I know how my heart is, as you have clearly seen twice. When I love hard, and it breaks me down to let somebody that's my world leave me. I visioned it long before us. I visioned it being us five together. And I respectfully submit to you what he's talking about is him and Artesia. Artesia's child, Aaliyah. Kingston is one child and the baby. Like I've talked, 5 of us together, and I've talked to Denisha about it. Kingston being the oldest and the brother to protect his 2 little sisters. Me and Kingston being the men of the house to protect our 3 queens. Me and Kingston will forever have y'all. I will continue to teach him to be a gentleman, to hold doors for women, what side of the sidewalk to walk on, etc. Us 5, nothing can defeat us. I'll have either full custody of Kingston or joint, so there won't be any he can't come around. She'll have to deal with it, but that's how. Playing so little. She'll have to deal with it. How I have, but that's nothing I have to explain to her if I have my son because of court rights. And Danielle, time will tell. This was on the 31st. Time will tell, but if you're willing to talk to her like you say you are, then maybe that'll be a good start to something special for us and for the baby. I would say talk to Danielle. She might be reasonable. Maria, I wouldn't advise anybody to talk to her. And as I sat there, I thought about all this. I would want somebody by my side to be a great stepmom and even a greater mother. I love when Kingston smiles at you and plays with you. It warms my heart. My dad even asked me that before. You like that, don't you? I said yes. I hope you can look at the baby like that. I want to be able to call you later down the line and say, while he's at work, check on you, and you say, oh, none, babe. Me and the girls are just going shopping. Or me and the kids just ran to Walmart or something. I want to see Aaliyah having a stepsister and eventually play with and talk with and hang with us in later years. All of these things are what I want. And why not want them with the love of my life? You are where my heart is. You are home. You don't have to respond. I know your mind is everywhere, baby. I understand. Just continue to read this over and know this is real as is. I'll give you your time again. I love you. Good night. Whether he should have been or not, Brandon Isabelle was head over heels in love with Artesia. And what did Artesia say to that pouring out of his heart? He said, just take care of your children, Brandon. Because what they're talking about is breaking this relationship up because she doesn't know if she wants to be in this situation. He's got a baby with Syria in Kingston. He's got a baby with Danielle, and he's in love with her. And she doesn't know. She's in love with him. That's her. And she doesn't know if she wants to step into that situation because everybody who's harder knows that it can be a situation at times. She doesn't know if she wants to go there. So she said, just take care of your children, Brandon. She's not responding to the profession of love that he's poured out. She says, don't want to look any dumber. I got my answer. I don't hate you. But that's the man you are. And thank you for the journey. And I pray for this. And it gets worse and worse for a reason. Love isn't my best favor. I just hope everything works out for y'all. Because she's playing now. When you go to Danielle, everything will work out for y'all. It'll be okay. Knowing that he is in love with her. P.S. She's a good woman. And she can help you through a lot. Just give her a chance. For me, this is my last message. He said, "Well, what do you mean, the man I am? What's that? You knew all the time." Sure, baby? But can you please leave me alone? Please leave me alone. And then she keeps writing. How many pounds? What's her full name? Answer my question. What's her full name? She says, if it's yours, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You want to be with her, Danielle. And you say, no, I don't. I want to be with you. I don't want to be with her. And she goes with the kind of reverse psychology again. I'm trying to get y'all to be a family. Y'all work it out. I regret this. You don't have to come back and get nothing. Delete my mom's number, just everything. Pictures, burn it. All. I don't want to remember none of this. Why are you doing this to me at a time like this? And now she turns to, I'm hurt. I'm very hurt. I just want to cry and be held. And then she comes back. I said, I love you, babe. I love you, babe. He said, I love you too. And then we go right back. I'm afraid we're not fixing to be the same. Why? Why are they not going to be the same? It doesn't take a lot of deep thought to get there. The baby and Danielle. Is Brandon saying that? He wants her to learn to be a good stepmom and a good mother. How are we going to make it work? I'm trying my best. This is her. Wife. I'm trying my best in this situation, talking to her like I'm supposed to feel about my so-called man in the hospital hours. I hate this for me. But this ain't doing nothing but building a wall. You expect me to be loving in a situation like this? I'm all over the place. Danielle, Patricia. This is where you at the hospital. And she's about to work on the 31st. And she tells him, I've been trying to prepare, but I wasn't fully prepared for this situation. I'm sorry. I'm selfish. And she tells him about the paternity tests. I want those paternity tests. We'll talk after the paternity tests. The DNA, I'll go by and bring it to you. Remember the Walgreens where she went down and bought the DNA test. You swab her, you swab the baby, and get it back to me. I just don't want you getting too close to it. And she's not yours. And again, what's her last name? What's her last name? After 4:30 in the morning, I feel you will leave me for them. Our relationship is at stake, even on mine. And she starts, you don't intend to leave her, do you? You don't intend to leave her. I'd rather you get away from someone as worse as you. I'm a narcissist. Somebody that loves themselves. Looks after themselves. This is all for, I hope, I beg you to. I don't want to do this anymore. Goodbye. You've claimed all this time you want me and miss me, and then you push me back like this. I've never been hurt in my life like this. We don't need to even be or even deal with each other. Thanks. Be good. Give me 1 second, I'll go to the next. You stay at the hospital, Brandon, or you go home, but you can't come here. We just can't be together. I'm sorry. It's like you making this situation heavy on me. My heart never felt like this, and my mind has never throbbed like this. We just need to leave each other alone. And I love you. We just need to leave each other alone. I want you, but we just need to leave each other alone. Let's play. To get away. She said, I'd rather be alone. That's how I've been lately. and on and on and on. So, I ask you say beyond a reasonable doubt that Brandon was not driven by passion? Would you mind resting?
Your Honor, reverse.
Pardon me.
Can your mind rest easily as to the state establishing provocation beyond reasonable doubt? Teacher, get away from Danielle. Prove the baby isn't here. Get a test. Don't come back to me till it's done. If it's yours, I'm not talking to you anymore. Carefully examine what your jury instructions tell you. Carefully examine the mental state of Brandon Isabelle. Regarding count 5, which is especially aggravated kidnapping, under the state's theory, Brandon took the child after shooting Danielle, took it with him. He kidnapped her at that point. You get to say. But here's what the jury instructions again say. Unless you find beyond a reasonable faith certainty, unless you find beyond a reasonable doubt that the alleged victim's removal or confinement exceeded that which was necessary to accomplish a first-degree murder and aggravated child neglect, and was not simply incidental to it, a part of it. then you must find the defendant not guilty of the state's aggravated robbery. I expect what you do when you remove premeditation, that leaves you with second degree. I think, and submit to you, that's what the state's proof has shown you. And to reach a verdict, you have to be unanimous. That's true. But you don't have to reach a verdict if you can't agree. You only reach a verdict if you agree. If you don't agree, you see if you try to work it out. If you can't, you don't agree, you ain't got a verdict. To have a verdict and return a verdict, it must be a unanimous 12 people agreeing. I just wanted to be sure everyone understood that. Always talk to your fellow jurors. Keep an open mind, but do not give up your own belief, your own conviction, simply to lift a verdict or because other jurors think differently. Be strong. All right,